Seek the truth. Paranormal investigations.
Why don't you come talk to us? Do you still feel this is your home?
Saying something about hearing the word help a few times. I didn't catch. I heard something talk underneath him.
What kind of activity have you been having at this location?
I have like people walking what sounds like walking upstairs and then just like banging around, and like the first night that me, my friend, and my two nephews stayed here and my son, it sounded like someone was opening the closet doors and then closing them. And like somebody was walking up and down the stairs, and then where we had the kind of giggle and then the breathing on the monitor.
Okay, so you can definitely tell like the activities in the apartment
Yes.
though. So it's like not your neighbor.
Right, you can, because that one over there to the left, well, right now to the left, it's a one-bedroom apartment, so it's not an upper level. And next door, you can hear when their kids run up the stairs, but you can't hear any talking. You can just tell that it's right here and not directly above.
Okay. So you've said that this has followed you pretty much all the places that you guys have lived
Pretty much
at,
my
though?
entire life, yeah.
Okay. Is it similar activity every time, or
Pretty much every night, yeah.
every
You hear the
in
walking.
every place too that you've been?
Well,
pretty much?
other places it's been kind of a lot more just like prominent, I guess you can say, where you can hear it a lot more. And other places, like especially when I lived in Elwood, you'd have things touching you and just messing around a lot more.
So it's been different in the different places you've moved to. So you think it might be the same thing in every place, or you just maybe?
Kind of seems like it, but it seems a little different sometimes.
Okay. So most of the activities all centered in the upstairs then?
Yeah, pretty much. Except sometimes my son, he'll get really whiny, like he doesn't want to be in there, and we'll come in the kitchen when I'm feeding him. He'll be perfectly happy. We go back in there, he'll be whiny, and he's never been whiny. And then we go upstairs and sit in my room, and he's happy, and just...
So it's mostly his room and then the living room sometimes? Okay. And you said the scratches that he got...
Were at my parents' house.
Was at your parents' house. Okay. And also the picture you had got.
Yeah, at my parents' house.
Your parents' house, okay.
About what time did this start occurring? Like when you were younger and stuff?
Since I can remember, when we lived in a trailer in Marion, it's the same trailer my grandma died in. And I can recall laying in my bed in my bedroom and even having a blanket pulled up over me not doing it. And I can remember being 4, living next door to my grandparents, and me and my sister shared a room, and we had bunk beds. And just laying there one night, my sister was asleep, and there were metal bunk beds, so you could hear when somebody climbed up the ladder, and it felt like that, and I could feel someone crawling up to me. And I sat there, called my sister's name, looked up, and there was nothing there.
So it's been pretty prevalent pretty much your whole life then.
And what kind of made me nervous is they say when people who have had a near-death experience are more susceptible to these things. And when I was born, I had to have a blood transfusion. I almost died. And then a couple of years ago, I had a drug overdose, and I pretty much died from that. So.
So have you noticed that at least recently, obviously not when you were a baby that you didn't remember, but did it seem like more activity happened after that incident, or?
After the drug overdose? It seems like the older I get, the more things that start happening.
Oh, okay.
How much do you think it's like picked up when you're like by yourself without like your parents or anyone else?
It
around?
seems like I don't know if it's because I am such a chicken, but it seems like when I am by myself, a lot more things happen. I don't know if it's because I'm more observant or just more on it or
Yeah,
what.
you're
But
paying more attention.
No, I just seen an orb.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I just seen an orb.
Where at?
I just poured into the camera towards her, and
Oh, don't do that. No.
No. You're fine. You're fine. No,
I know. I'm just chicken.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh.
There's a little
Am I
bit of space.
possessed?
No.
No, honestly, if there is an attachment to you, it's probably just with us being here. It probably feels a little safer being near you.
But dude, I straight seen an orb through the monitor
Well, I know this is the first time we've gotten like
before
spot
I
hits
got it before I started recording them.
There ain't nothing on the mechanicals there. I'll sit here next to you. Just
I mean, I straight seen it.
see how we're steadily getting the green now.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sitting here next to her? Will you try and light him up a little more for acknowledgement, please?
Can you show yourself again?
We're not here to disrespect you or anything like that. We just come to talk and find out what you're here for. Is there anything you'd like to say? If you feel like talking to us, will you knock on one of the walls, please? Let's me sit down. Is it making you uncomfortable?
I'm just a big chicken.
I'll sit here on the opposite side of you. Can you light these all the way to the red, please? To acknowledge that it is you sitting here with us. Feel free to use my energy, but only mine, please. Can you see the lights?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you could kind of angle it up off the blanket there,
Yeah, maybe. That more.
see if we can get it to shut off or not. But
Do you mind going ahead and letting the lights go off for a minute? Maybe just stand in the other corner of the room for just a moment and you can come back. Thank you. Do you mind coming sitting back with us and lighting it back up to the orange? Feel free to use just my energy if you need to. Are you still here with us? Can you light the lights back to the orange, please? Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Somebody outside.
sound like a truck.
I don't know, like either a car or honestly, even a mine.
Do me a favor, bring that up higher off the blanket or off the actual bed.
Like that.
That's down to the green.
Yeah, they're just got one green light now, so.
You alright? Baby.
Yeah, it is. Did you hear that? I did that earlier and I got it on camera. It's something.
Knock it off. If there's something you want to say it, please. Try hold your key down for a second.
I didn't hold my key down.
No, let it off. See if
I'm not touching the key.
you're not, so just stop.
Your radio going off?
Yeah, it is.
Man, I wish I would have had that camera going right before. I mean,
Oh, recording it.
yeah, I didn't have it recording right at the moment, but I was sitting there looking, getting you into the camera view,
Right.
and I actually seen this orb of light come from like where the blanket's at, right towards you, and just kind of disappeared.
Is that the wind or that?
That was the wind. It sounded like the wind blowing through the window.
Oh.
That was me.
No, did you see the EMF meter?
Is there anyone here that wishes to speak with us? Feel free to use any of my energy you need, but please only use my own. We've come a long way to speak with you and try to see what it is you need help with, if you need help.
Should I try and ask a question?
Yeah, I kind of want to see how things react when you ask stuff.
Are you here to hurt Riker or me? Do you want to protect Riker?
You just curious? Maybe try ask about its attachments.
Like if I know who it is?
Yeah, see if maybe it might be like a family member that might be attached to you, or maybe even a friend, something like that.
Do I know who you are? Are you Pete?
Please try to light it to the orange light for a yes, please.
It is okay to show us that you're here.
Don't leave. Please feel free to use my energy. I have plenty of it. Are you a member of the ancestral family tree of hers? Is that why you're here?
It's not totally freaking out since it is the first time I've ever been on my own, like living by myself.
No, I don't think there's anything, it hasn't really quite given the impression or any kind of like bad vibes since we've been, so I don't know if it's like you were saying, kind of laying dormant for now or what, but...
Well, like I said, I don't care if it's here as long as it doesn't hurt Riker. Like I said, it can do whatever it wants to me, but as long as it leaves him alone.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The biggest thing too is you being able to stand your ground and being able to emotionally let it know that you had your time. This is
Right.
mine and my child's time, and you're starting to make me feel uncomfortable. I don't mind that you're here, but you're starting to make yourself a little too known,
Right.
and it's making me and my baby uncomfortable. And just be forceful and stern and let it know.
Well, I mean, like, if it is like my grandpa who passed away, then it's perfectly fine with me because he never got to meet Riker or anything like that. So, or if it's like my great grandma passed away, or one of my step grandmas, my step aunt, or my cousin who all died the same day. Which actually today is actually the second or third year anniversary. That they all passed away. So if it's any of them, that's fine. But I mean, I feel more comfortable if it's somebody I know. But
A lot of times it is when you get new babies and families and stuff.
Right.
A lot of activity does seem to spike around the kids and the family and that. I attribute it myself to probably the ancestors of the family coming up wanting to see the newborn and welcome to the family.
like I have my dad's side of the family, they've always pretty much been here in Peru. So I mean, it's very possible it could be one of them. But
Yeah. I do want to thank you for communicating with us a little bit in here. Maybe talk to us on this.